Kenny, contributing writer for ProVideoCoalition.com. I am joined with
Katie Hall, DP based out of LA, and right now I'm on assignment for Film 2s.
And we are covering NAB all week. So we're going to be here going from booth to booth, getting the deets for you, the inside scoops, some really fun, exciting new stuff coming out from all of these companies. And we're going to try to get the cream of the crop, as it were, and make sure that you know about it. So please subscribe to the Pro Video Coalition YouTube. That's where we'll be uploading everything right here. And you'll be hearing from us, like I said, for the rest of the week. So if there's anything that you'd like to see, please let us know, because we probably will be able to cover it. Otherwise, we're going to do what we think is interesting, and that's probably going to be interesting to you too. So we're going to get started with Canon, move our way from there, and yeah, that's it. That's what we're doing today. Anything else?
Oh, that's it?
That's it. So first up here at NAB, we're at the Canon booth. Canon has a couple lenses and a couple monitors that are pretty interesting. First off, there is the 45 to 135 Cine Zoom. It's about the same size as the compact zooms that you're used to. This one weighs, notes, 7.5 pounds. They come in at $21,999, which is up there for a lens, but it's full frame coverage, PL and EF swappable, 8K resolving power. So basically, pick a camera, chuck this lens on it. You've got that amazing Canon glass, but on basically whatever camera you want. So 45 to 135. They've also got the 20 to 50, which is probably something that more cinema-focused people would be interested in, although I know nowadays, especially on full frame, those longer focal lengths are definitely useful. Both of these lenses go to a, 2.4, which is pretty decent. 2.8 is standard, so like third of a stop brighter, which is nice, especially on full frame. You don't need to go wide open because it's crazy. They weigh about seven and some change pounds, so not the lightest in the world, but they do have, if you're using EF, the EF mount, the data will be sent straight through to the camera. If you're using PL, you have a port on the side that will allow that Cook Eye metadata to be transferred to the camera. That's about it. It's got a standard 114 millimeter outer ring, so your matte boxes that you're used to, the clip-ons, will all work just fine. And like I said, full frame 8K compatible. So that's that for the current zooms. We'll take you over to the monitors for something kind of interesting over there. So over here on the monitor front, we have a few things that are interesting. More and more these days on set, people are less likely to use light meters and stuff like that, although I am still a light meter guy. A lot of times people just want the monitor, they want to light off that and see what look they're getting right there. And so these Canon HDR reference monitors are actually deployed on quite a number of sets. If you listen to the Frame and Reference podcast, you would know that. So right up front, their flagship is the DPV 3120. That is a 31-inch 4K HDR display with a max brightness of 2000 nits. So that is primarily for use in like a color grading scenario, in a booth or whatever, but still has all of the features of their other monitor, the DP V1830, which is more of a production monitor. So some of those features are a 4-up display, so you can have 4 inputs with their own LUTs on them, which is awesome. So you can have, your log look if you need no LUT, and then maybe a 709 look and maybe a Rec 2020 look. They have free coverage. They have Rec 2020 coverage, 709 obviously, all that good stuff. The V1830 has a max peak brightness of 1000 nits, which is, I believe, HDR10 standard anyway, so that's great. And you can actually do 1 HDMI and 3, it only has 1 HDMI port, and 3 SDI. So if you need to mix and match, you can do that on the 1830. They have another monitor there, basically an inch smaller than the 18 to 30 and doesn't have the same firmware update that gives you some of those extra features, but some fantastic options from Canon on the monitor front. We're going to see more and more productions having Video Village be kind of where you're evaluating your image more than just viewing it. So that's about it from Canon. Obviously, we have the C500. That's not about it from Canon. The C500 Mark II and the C300 Mark III now have camera-to-cloud capabilities from Frame.io. For those of you who don't know, Frame.io came out with this cool thing called Camera to Cloud, where basically you film on set, it's connected via some Wi-Fi stuff and some hardware, and then that is kicked off to a proxy of whatever clip is kicked off to your editor immediately. So the great thing about that is your editor can be editing as you shoot. You know, your editor can call you and be like, hey, 2 takes ago, that was out of focus actually, can you do it again? You know, it's not seeing a lot of deployment yet. I think that's going to come out for the C500 at the end of May, but I can see a lot of productions using camera to cloud, so it's very cool that the C500 Mark II, C300 Mark III both have that, especially as a C500 Mark II owner. So that's the monitors, that's the camera, that's the lens. Let's now move on to something else.